Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a professional profile that's a real study in contrasts. Think of it like a high-speed engine combined with a super powerful braking system. We're going to investigate how these totally competing styles can actually combine to create someone who is, well, incredibly effective and fascinating.
And this right here is the central puzzle. It sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? How can a single person be so intensely driven to just go, 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 but at the same time be completely wired to demand stability and caution? Well, we're about to find out how that internal tug-of-war actually becomes a massive strength.
So we're going to frame this as an investigation. We'll be using a framework called business chemistry to look at a real-life case study of this driver guardian. Our goal is to understand how these potent, and let's be honest, sometimes tense internal dynamics really work. Now, to solve any puzzle, you need the right tools. For us, that tool is the business chemistry framework. It basically breaks down all our professional styles into 4 main patterns. Think of them as the primary colors of how we act at work. Let's do a quick meet and greet with the 4 types.
First up, the pioneer. You know these folks. They're the what-if people. They absolutely love new ideas, exploring uncharted territory, and they get a real charge out of taking risks to find that next big thing.
Then you have the driver. They are all about the destination. Drivers are powered by logic, by data, and maybe most of all, by winning. They are laser-focused on results and always want to take the most direct path to get there. Next up, the guardian. So, if drivers are the gas pedal, guardians are the world-class braking system and the GPS, all in one. They value stability, order, and getting the details right. They're methodical, super practical, and they absolutely need to see the proof before they move forward. And finally, we've got the integrator. These are the people who are like the glue that holds a team together. Integrators are all about connection and consensus, making sure everyone feels heard and is on board with the plan. Harmony is their top priority. Okay, with that blueprint in mind, let's meet our case study, Xavier Lopez. And just looking at his profile, the story is immediately crystal clear. We have a driver score way up there in the 81st percentile, paired with a guardian score at a strong 69th. And the pioneer and integrator traits, well, they're barely even there. This is it. This is our unstoppable force and our immovable object, right here in the data. So let's break this down. How does this machine actually work? To do that, we need to look at the 2 dominant forces. And we'll start with that primary pattern, the driver. You know, these phrases, they just perfectly capture the driver's mindset. There's this powerful sense of urgency and purpose. Communication has to be direct, it has to be logical, and it has to be focused on the goal. They're not here for small talk, they're here to solve the problem and get the win.
But hold on, there's a really crucial twist here. This number, 96%, is for the scientist subtype. So what does that mean? It means he's not your typical loud, directive driver. No, he's a quiet driver. He's analytical, he's introverted, and he channels all that competitive fire through this very reserved, questioning lens.
And that quiet driver engine is bolted onto this guardian chassis. And get this, the data shows a 100% disagreement with taking big risks without exhaustive data. That's not a preference, people. That's an absolute. This guardian influence demands proof. It demands a process before it'll even let him take a single step.
Okay, so what we've got is a quiet, analytical engine that really wants to go, and this hyper-cautious navigation system that wants to be absolutely sure of the path. So how do these 2 forces even work together? Where do they create synergy, and where does that tension come from? This table really lays out that core conflict perfectly. So for example, just look at the row for risk. The driver part is tolerant of risk, sure, as long as it's logical. But the guardian part? Fundamentally averse to it. Now look at decision speed. The driver wants it fast and decisive. The guardian needs it to be deliberate and cautious. This is the central tension we have to figure out.
So how does he resolve that tension?
Well, not with paralysis, that's for sure. It's resolved with this really unique 2-stage process. First, the guardian filter just kicks right in. It demands all the data, the plans, the risk mitigation strategies. It's turning an unknown risk into a known variable. And only when the guardian is satisfied, when that path has proven to be logical, does stage 2 begin. And then the driver takes over and executes with just full focused force. It's a system for making incredibly solid decisions. Okay, so we've explained the how of this profile. But now we get to what I think is the most surprising part of this whole investigation. There's a hidden power source here, a real anomaly in the data that reveals the deep-seated why behind all this drive and all this discipline. And to find it, we actually have to look at the weakest patterns. The integrator score is way down there, 19th percentile. So this person is not naturally focused on group harmony. And check this out. The teamer subtype, which is all about external relationships, is almost non-existent. We're talking 4th percentile. This makes what we're about to see even more amazing.
And here it is, the anomaly. Hidden inside that super low integrator score is this, a 68th percentile for the dreamer subtype. 68%. That is a huge score, and it's completely out of place, right? I mean, what is a high dreamer score doing in a pragmatic realist profile?
See, this is the whole point. It isn't a contradiction at all. It's the secret ingredient. The dreamer subtype is all about intrinsic motivation, that deep internal sense of purpose. It means the drive to win isn't just about winning, it's fueled by a powerful personal why. This hidden wellspring of purpose is what gives the entire driver guardian engine its incredible power. So, we've decoded the profile. We get the engine, we get the navigation system, and we get the hidden power source. So what, right? How do we turn all these insights into an actual, actionable playbook for working with or maybe as a driver guardian? This playbook basically shows you how to adapt. With a pioneer, you got to frame their big vision. With a guardian, bring the data. With another driver, just be direct. But the real key here is with an integrator. This is where you leverage that hidden dreamer strength. You start with the purpose, the why. And that's how you build a really powerful connection. And all of this leads to 3 really clear recommendations for growth. First, practice style shifting. Adapting your style, but do it in low-stakes situations. Second, find a pioneer partner to help spark new ideas. And maybe most importantly, lead with purpose. By actually articulating the why behind the logic, you can tap into that hidden dreamer to inspire everybody, not just the people who already think like you. And so we end with this question, which really turns the lens back on you. It's fascinating, right, to understand these complex profiles, but the real power comes from what you do with that knowledge. How can you take this understanding of different work styles and use it not just to be better yourself, but to build better teams and unlock the incredible hidden potential in everyone you work with?